Hi everybody, welcome to Honeybird Tarot. This is Shan. This reading is going to be for Scorpio. And I just want to start this video off saying the same thing that I've said in the previous videos. That while tarot archetypes are universal and they could absolutely apply to anyone's life who happens to be watching this video, I do ask my guides and ancestors for messages for Black people first, for those of us throughout the diaspora and on the motherland. And that's not, because of any ill will to any other group of people. It's just because I love my people. And if we don't put ourselves first, then nobody else is going to do it. So with that said, let's get started. For your oracle, I'm going to be using the Bresi-Ando Tools for Living Adinkra Ancestral Guidance cards. I love this deck so much. One of the reasons being is that it's helping me learn tree, which I'm learning for my own spiritual and personal development. Yoruba too. So if I mispronounce something, keep in mind that I'm still learning. If you know the correct way to pronounce it, feel free to correct me. Just do so respectfully. Spirit, what do you have for Scorpio? What do you have for Scorpios there? Cesar Suban. Somebody got this yesterday. Can't remember who it was. I feel like 2 other signs got it. What else here? Anything else for Scorpio? All right, Scorpio. So first you have Cesar Suban. And that is change your attitude. It's signifying personal reflection and transformation. It's a composition of 2 Adinkra symbols, the inner star, which represents a new day, and the outer wheel, which implies moving forward. Right. The next card you got is Akoma Twaso. Akoma Twaso. And that is extension of the heart. It symbolizes understanding, agreement, trust, and partnership. I feel like that's a relationship card. Next card is Mate Masie. That is, I've kept what I've heard. Signifies an act of hearing, understanding, and taking into consideration what someone has said. And Aya, this is probably my favorite Adinkra symbol. Aya. That is fern, is named after the fern, a hardy plant which is known to grow under difficult climatic situations. Or difficult climatic conditions, excuse me. So just based on your oracle, I feel like there's been some difficulty in a romantic relationship, possibly. Doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. Could be any relationship, because the Fern talks about growing and being hardy and still thriving in difficult climates. And Akoma Tuaso talks about partnership and extension of your heart. And Mate Masie, I've kept what I've heard is you hear, understand, and take into consideration what someone has said. So maybe someone's apologizing to you or offering an explanation for something that may have gone wrong in a relationship, and it's causing you to change your attitude about it. Maybe you're looking at things from a different perspective now that you've taken in what they've said. I don't know. Let's see. So we're going to get into the tarot. I'm using the HooDoo Tarot by Tayannah Lee McQuillar. I hope I'm saying sis's name right. But I love this deck also. What do you have for Scorpio? What's here? Difficulty in a relationship. But let's see. Sometimes the oracle is related to the rest of the read. Sometimes it's not. Could be an additional message. Scorpio spirit. What's here for Scorpio? Messages for Scorpio, please. Okay. All right. Okay. Scorpio, you dealing with a Capricorn? Okay. All right, Scorpio. So first out, you have the Two of Knives. The Two of Knives in the traditional tarot would be the Two of Swords, and it talks about having to make a decision without being able to see clearly. In the traditional tarot, the person in the card is they have a blindfold on, so they have to make a decision based on their thoughts and their emotions, what they know and what they feel, not necessarily what they can see. In this deck, it talks about not using your intuition or not using your spiritual sight. That's why her eyes are gouged out. It's meant to represent that she's not using her spiritual sight, and that's why she has that anxious expression, because she's just not using her intuition. So there could be something about a situation that you're needing to use your intuition to figure out. The next card out is Miss Robinson. I love this card because in the traditional tarot, it's the devil. Not that I love the devil, not that I even really believe in the devil, but that's a different thing. But yeah, Miss Robinson is the devil, is the Capricorn card. And in the traditional tarot, the devil talks about codependency, addictions, and all types of things in our life that we need to let go of, but that it's difficult to break free from. It can also talk about your shadow side and having your shadow side be out of control. Another thing about the devil card in the traditional tarot is it looks almost just like the Lover's card. It's pretty much set up the same way as the Lover's card. So I feel like in the same way that the Lover's card talks about choices, the devil card talks about choices, and Ms. Robinson talks about choices too. In this specific deck, Ms. Robinson's story is so. Ms. Robinson is an actual person. I can't remember her full name right now, but she was a root worker, if I'm not mistaken, some type of person who worked or dealt in the realms of spirit. I believe a root worker. And a lot of people in her town came to her for help. And she enjoyed, her relationships with people in her town. She enjoyed going to church and things like that. But there was one particular woman who was always making things difficult for her and like constantly, talking about her, making all types of comments. And it got to the point where the woman started to convince people to stop going to Miss Robinson for her services. And it really affected her business, And not only did it affect her business, it kept her from doing what she loved. So she asked the lady, to leave her alone and, wanted to know why, why she had it out for her. She wasn't bothering her. And the lady was, pretty much rude and dismissive. So Ms. Robinson knew that this lady's son was the most precious thing she had. Shortly after their interaction, that lady's son caught a cold and died. And Ms. Robinson was standing across the street from his funeral, smiling when that woman came out. I think within that next week, the lady left town. And Ms. Robinson basically said, if I can't have what I love, you won't have what you love either. So Scorpio, I don't know if you might be in that vengeful Ms. Robinson energy, if somebody around you might be in that energy. Maybe you're having to use your intuition to get someone away from you who just has it out for you, doesn't want to see you succeed. We'll see. Let's keep going. So after Miss Robinson, the next card you have is the Mother of Baskets. The Mother of Baskets is the Queen of Cups. She's very loving, but she is unsure of whether she wants to offer her cup of love. In this deck, it very much looks like she is offering that cup. In this deck, the Mother of Baskets, I want to say her name is Chloe Russell. I know her first name is Chloe. Not 100% sure of her last name. I think it's Chloe Russell. And she ran numbers and was a prominent figure in her society and very well loved by people. So something I'm getting here, because I got that from the Mother of Baskets and Ms. Robinson. Scorpio, you might be someone who the people around you really love, really admire, look up to. Maybe they come to you for advice or different types of services. Let's see. Let's keep going. The Nine of Sticks. The Nine of Sticks would be the Nine of Wands, and it's all about being in a defensive energy. And we see Mama right here is all about defensive energy. She got her gun, she has her Bible, and she has the 9 wands behind her. And the 9 wands represent the walls that we put up to keep perceived danger away from us when we're in a vulnerable state. And I wonder, I feel like this information is probably in the guidebook. I'll refer back to it later and refresh my memory. But those are either the skulls of people who dared come towards her wall of wands and attempt an attack on her, or it could be very well the skulls of her ancestors who are around her, adding to her defense, actually being her first line of defense, her most powerful defense. The next card you have is the Five of Baskets. The Five of Baskets talks about regret. It would be the Five of Cups in the traditional tarot. And you would see that there were 3 cups that are knocked over and the water has spilled out and 2 still standing. In this card, 3 baskets have been destroyed. It looks like they've been destroyed by this animal here sitting on top of the basket. It looks like an owl. But something has destroyed 3 baskets and their contents. And there are 2 left. So you have a choice to make, whether you are going to be regretful about losing those 3 baskets, or if you're going to take what's left and be happy with it, build from it. Right. The last card you got was the Two of Coins. The Two of Coins talks about balancing, particularly balancing earthly things like your money, people you love, your job, and your home life. Could be balanced in 2 different relationships. There's a circle of protection drawn on the ground around this man's wheel of his unicycle. So he trusts that he's going to maintain balance of the coins he's juggling, that his unicycle will stay upright because of that circle of protection around him, and that this wave of emotion, this wave of water behind him will not overtake him. All right, Scorpio, under the deck, you got the Four of Sticks. This is very much a love card. A lot of people call it the soulmate card or twin flame card, 1111 card, because that's what the 4 sticks form, 1111. In this card, this couple just had a baby and they are burying their baby's placenta in their yard underneath a plant. All the cards in this deck are associated with a different plant. I'm not sure what each of them are, but this is a practice that Black people brought with them from the motherland and continue to practice. A lot of people still do it. You don't hear about it as much, but it's still done. People will bury the placenta of their child in the yard and, plant a tree or some other plant on top of it. And as that plant thrives, so does the child. It's beautiful. Okay, so I feel like this doesn't have to be a relationship, but if it is, there's possibly a Capricorn and a Cancer, or a Capricorn and a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Could be you. It's probably you here, this Mother of Baskets. You might be dealing with a Capricorn. And maybe you're needing to use your intuition about this relationship. Right now, you're in a defensive energy about it. This doesn't, like I said, it doesn't have to be a relationship. It could be a job. It could be a family relationship. It could be a friendship. So you're needing to use your intuition about the defensive stance that you're taking about this relationship or situation. And there's some regret here. I don't know if this regret is a result of the defensive energy, or if something took place that something said or regretful took place that put you in the defensive energy. But with the Two of Coins here, maybe this regret comes from someone juggling, someone not being able to maintain balance, or someone balancing things that they shouldn't have been balancing in the first place. that puts someone in a defensive energy. And there's definitely a couple here under the deck. This could be the overall energy for the reading, or it could be something that isn't seen right away. So let's clarify. This is the Rider-Waite Tarot, or the quote-unquote traditional tarot. Somebody's defenses are strong. And a super defensive energy. And I'm feeling like it has to do with that too, because maybe somebody was joking. Maybe you didn't listen to your intuition about someone when you should have. Scorpio, y'all got 222. Clarifying the Two of Knives, you got the Two of Wands. Sorry, you got the Two of Wands. And then you got the Two of Swords, which is the same as Two of Knives. This is like Sagittarius. Yesterday, Spirit just kept screaming at the Sagittarius. I said what I said. I feel like they about to be on the same thing with y'all. So someone is needing to use their intuition, needing to use what they feel and think to make a decision instead of basing it on what they see. And the Two of Wands talks about making a decision. I feel like someone is making a choice to level up. He has a globe in his hand, so that could talk about leveling up, completing one cycle and going into another one, graduating. The wand on the side he's facing is higher. So I definitely feel like that's a level up or graduation. Could actually be choosing to travel, to go somewhere different than where you are. But it's definitely your intuition. Your intuition, you need to follow it. And to talk about balance, could also be love. Balance and choices. Why is Miss Robinson here? Yeah, somebody has a strong intuition and maybe they're ignoring it. Well, there's nothing really here to say that they're ignoring it. Spirit could just be urging you to tap into it more with more intention. But yeah, somebody definitely has a very strong intuition. Is there anything else for Ms. Robinson, Spirit? Anything else for Ms. Robinson? Okay. So for Ms. Robinson, you guys got the High Priestess. The High Priestess is definitely tapped into her intuition. She sees it all. She has a Torah on her lap. She got a cross around her neck. She has her crystal bowl on her head. The curtain behind her has pomegranates on it. Forbidden knowledge. Black and white. Knowledge of the shadow side and the light side. She got the moon down at her feet. Secrets and mysteries are at her feet. She knows everything. She sees everything. This is extremely strong intuition. The next card out is the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So this could talk about, the Ten of Pentacles talks about lasting wealth, wealth that lasts through generations, stable wealth, material wealth and stability. This is actual money, property, children, things like that. If it's here in the reverse, it could be saying that maybe someone had it and lost it. Maybe a situation that feels like a Ten of Pentacles situation is false. The next card was the Five of Swords. Swords talk about our thoughts. And the Five of Swords could be external conflict, arguing, things like that. You see, there's two other people in this card. Somebody in the background is distraught. They're crying. This person in the front got a smirk. He got 3 swords in his hands and there's 2 on the ground. I feel like he feels like he's won. He's won the battle. He probably cursed them people out. Or this could be internal conflict in your mind that may have to do with other people, but it may not be being outwardly expressed to those people. Next card is the Four of Pentacles. This talks about holding on. It could be holding on to your money because you are saving it. It could be holding on because you're just stingy and cheap. It doesn't even, because it's pentacles, it's definitely earthly things. So it could be money, could be a job, could be property, it could be your children that you don't want to grow up and branch out. It could be any number of things. But I feel like here somebody is losing that Ten of Pentacles stability and they're just holding on for dear life. And there's an argument between these cards or mental conflict between these cards. So maybe there's some type of upheaval that's happening that's putting that Ten of Pentacles in danger or has already wiped it out. And death was the next card out. So this could be the end of that Ten of Pentacles. But death is not really the end. It's a transformation. You go from one state of being to the next. I feel like the cards that came out to clarify Ms. Robinson kind of tell her story all over again. She was the high priestess using that intuition and that spiritual knowledge she had to make a living for herself. And then her Ten of Pentacles was threatened by something. Maybe your Ten of Pentacles is being threatened by something or someone. You could be achieving this Ten of Pentacles by the power of your mind, the power of your intuition, your spiritual power. And you're trying your best to hold on. Or this could be someone digging their heels in like the lady did with Ms. Robinson. And it led to a death or transformation. Where's the mother baskets here? Yeah, there's definitely some arguments. I don't think those arguments are just internal conflicts. It's competition. Yeah, ooh, okay. This is a lot. It's a lot, Spirit. Okay, but we gonna take them. Okay, so clarifying the Mother of Baskets or the Queen of Cups, that emotional, loving energy that's trying to decide whether she wants to offer her love or not. The first thing out was the Five of Wands. This is actual competition, well, perceived competition, arguments, fighting. They clubbing the hell out of each other with these sticks. I feel like that just confirms the energy that came out from Ms. Robinson with the Five of Swords, that argumentative energy. The next card out was the Six of Pentacles. Now, some people see the Six of Pentacles as an equal give and take card, balance, because that's what six is about. And it can very well be that, but also there are three people in this card, and the scales are balanced, but the person in the middle is only actively giving to one. And there's three pentacles on that side that the person is giving to, and one over his head, and there's only two being given to the other one with their hands outstretched that aren't getting anything. So I really feel like with the Six of Pentacles here, with this three people in the card, and the Two of Coins here, and these cards that talk about this argumentative energy, if this is a love situation, somebody was juggling. Somebody had too many options and was entertaining too many people. And if it's not love, it's just some situation where you were not being treated fairly, Scorpio, or you weren't treating someone else fairly. And the next card out is the Devil. Clarifying Ms. Robinson is also the Devil. So you could either be dealing with a Capricorn, or there's some type of codependent energy surrounding this situation, or there's some type of addiction, something about a person's shadow side that is out of control. And the thing about it is, the chains on this card around their neck are loose. They could just take those chains right off. This is perceived bondage. This is almost voluntary bondage. Just people either not realizing that they have the ability to come out of these chains, or, not wanting to, being afraid to. The next card was the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords talks about rest and rejuvenation. Could be meditation and prayer also. But the story behind this card is that when soldiers would come back from wars or come back from battles, they would actually lay inside their own coffin and think about the fact that it could have gone another way, and they could have, possibly not made it back. And so they take into consideration all the lessons that they've learned, and they internalize them and think about how they're going to do better or live differently going forward. The King of Pentacles is here. This is a very stable energy. This king has all that he needs as far as earthly things are concerned. He has his pentacle in his lap. You see the earth is flourishing around him. There are plenty of things growing around him. The sun is shining around him. He has his castle and his kingdom in the background. He is set. He is totally set. My alarm went off at that very moment. So I feel like, Scorpio, there could definitely be a King of Pentacles energy in your life, either already in your life or coming into your life. All right, after the King of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles is earth energy. So that's Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, right? I feel like that's Capricorn again. Scorpio, I definitely think you are dealing with a Capricorn person. In which case, you need to go and watch the Capricorn video. You can have Capricorn in your chart. Next card is the Queen of Wands. She is a very sexy, fiery, charismatic, witchy, magical. You see her black cat down there at her feet. She has a wand. She's all about action and passion and magic. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a woman, but this is the feminine Wands energy. We all have masculine and feminine energies, regardless of gender or sex. And the last card that came out clarifying the Mother of Baskets is the Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles can talk about teamwork, making the dream work. It could talk about using your skills and your creativity to create abundance for yourself and the people attached to you. Talk about work, a little job. But there are three people in this card. There's three people in this card. There are three people in the Six of Pentacles card. There's 3 people in the 5 of Swords card. And the 2 of Coins is here. Somebody juggling. I definitely feel like, Scorpio, you or somebody you were dealing with is juggling when they should not have been. And maybe your intuition was screaming at you, trying to tell you that that's what was going on, and you ignored it. You were maybe codependent on this person, codependent on this relationship or situation. If codependency is here with the devil, it's here twice. And that codependency or that juggling created some competition. Could have been an earth sign, excuse me. Get some water. Could definitely be an earth sign, specifically a Capricorn, that you were dealing with, and one of you was juggling. Yeah, and this definitely ties into what the Oracle was saying. It's about a relationship, an extension of the heart, agreement, trust, and partnership, and someone having a change of attitude around it. The Chariot and the Fool have come out to clarify the 9 of Sticks. Anything else for the 9 of Sticks? It's too much. Anything else for the 9 of Sticks? Okay. So clarifying the 9 of Sticks, we have the Chariot, which has a lot of similar energy to the High Priestess in the sense that it's about balance of yin and yang, balance of your shadow side and your light side. But it's about calling both sides of yourself into balance so that you can move forward towards your destiny or towards your goal. And you moving very, very swiftly. And these are sphinxes too, pulling this Chariot. So I feel like these are mysteries or riddles, if you will, that, you know, that lie within you, and bringing that mystery about yourself into balance. The next card out was the Fool. The Fool talks about new beginnings, starting fresh, but it also talks about being naive and not really paying attention to where you're going. This fool right here is about to walk right off the edge of a cliff and look at the little dog down there. Like, no, you don't want to go that way. He don't even see that dog. You're not paying that puppy any attention. The Fool isn't necessarily a negative card, especially when it's in the upright, but it carries with it some risk, as pretty much all new beginnings do. You don't know what's coming. You don't know what's ahead of you. It could be danger. Maybe the drop isn't even that high. You can't see what's on the other side of that cliff. It might just be a step. Who knows? But it's clarifying the 9 of Sticks, so whatever it is, you're defensive about it. And the 7 of Pentacles here, this is about waiting. This is about taking stock of the work that you've already put in and figuring out if it's worth it to continue working on something. If you should even expect a harvest. So I feel like someone probably, if it feels like someone's really wanting to move quickly towards some new beginning, but they're being forced to stop and wait. There are delays. It's taking longer than they would like it to. And basically they're just tapping their foot trying to figure out when they can move towards something. And since it's clarifying the 9 of Sticks. Maybe someone is trying to move towards you for a new beginning, and you're defending it, you're blocking it, and that's stopping them in their tracks, causing them to have to wait or wait for a better time. Where's the 5 of Baskets here? Okay, that was clear. So clarifying the 5 of Baskets, the first thing we have is the Ace of Cups. This is a new opportunity for emotional fulfillment, a new opportunity for your cup to be running over. And it's either an opportunity to have that, to move towards that, or an opportunity that is bringing that in. Then after that, we have the 6 of Cups. This is the reconciliation card. Not always reconciliation in the sense that you're going back to an ex. It very well could be that. It could also talk about spending time with friends or family, or people who've been in your life for a very long time, refilling your emotional cup. He's offering her flowers in that cup. Yeah. Right after the Ace of Cups and the 6 of Cups, you got the Lovers. This is definitely a relationship. And I feel like it's a soulmate relationship because we had the 4 of Sticks here with that 1111 in it. We have Akoma and Twasso talk about the extension of the heart. And didn't I tell you guys that the Lovers card and the Devil card were very similar? Where's the Devil card? Look. So I feel like there is codependency, or was codependency, in a relationship. This could be a relationship transforming. Because death was here. Someone is having to have strength, having to hold back. I feel like whoever this is with all this love that has the Ace of Cups, the 6 of Cups, and the Lovers coming out right behind each other is really having to hold back. This is probably the same person that has that Chariot energy that's wanting to rush towards you and take a new leap of faith that we saw with the Fool card. And they're having to restrain themselves, possibly because they hurt you. Maybe they were juggling before, and they want a reconciliation or a new opportunity for emotional fulfillment, but you are in a defensive space. This could also be vice versa. It could be you on the other side of this. You know how it best fits your life. But I definitely feel like this loving energy is this Chariot, or the person that wants to take a leap of faith with the Fool. And further clarifying it, the 2 of Pentacles also came out to clarify the 5 of Baskets. So whoever this loving person is, they're having to hold back. They might be having to balance out their feelings so that they can have strength and hold back until the time is right. Or they could want love and all this and still be juggling or trying to balance something. It doesn't always have, third party doesn't always have to be another romantic relationship that they're involved in. The third party could be a job that requires a lot of them. It could be family that's overbearing. You know best how it fits your life. Anything else for Two of Coins? Okay, so clarifying the Two of Coins, first we got the Hermit. So I feel like someone is taking time out to go within, to be introspective, to gain spiritual insight. And we're all basically in the Hermit energy right now. We're in quarantine. Spending a lot of time alone. So that has a lot of people thinking back on things, re-examining things, like we saw with that, with the Four of Swords that was here earlier in the reading. Someone's thinking back on the battles that they've been through. Battle like we saw with the Five of Wands earlier in the reading. And the Ace of Swords is here. I feel like going into hermit mode, gaining that spiritual insight is bringing someone a new opportunity for clarity, or a new opportunity that's brought about by this clarity that they've gained. And that's total clarity. Being absolutely sure of what they want. And coming right after that clarity, at the bottom of the deck, we have the Page of Cups. This is an offer, a message of love, a message of emotion. And in that cup of love, of emotion, there's a fish. So somebody could be getting pregnant. Somebody could want to get someone pregnant, or have some other surprise that's attached to this emotional love offer. Definitely. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a lot of major arcana here. And major arcana signify that the universe is in control of this situation. So I feel like a lot of this stuff is just inevitable, Scorpio. Not a lot you could do to change it. The universe has this pretty much locked down. But it really feels to me like someone maybe did not use their intuition. They didn't see or didn't want to see that there was codependency or addictions or something negative that was affecting a love relationship. And it really does feel like a soulmate relationship that their partner was juggling in. And whether that's juggling another party, juggling a job, juggling family, something was not equal. Someone was not being treated fairly, and then put them in defensive energy and put someone else in the energy of having regrets. And whoever it is that has these regrets wants very much to come towards you for a new beginning. And they're offering a lot of love, and they're really having to stabilize themselves or keep themselves in balance. There's a lot of juggling going on here. It's juggling of possible relationships, juggling of emotions. Yeah. Okay, Scorpio. All right. I feel like you need to tap into that intuition so you'll know what to do. You'll know what the decision is that you need to make regarding whatever this connection happens to be in your life. All right. Okay, so that's the end of your read, and thank you so much for being here with me. If this resonated for you, please let me know in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and go and watch the other videos for the other signs that you have in your chart, or signs of people that you may be dealing with, especially the signs that popped up in your particular read. All right? Pelu Ife with love. See you next time.